Hey everyone, today I'm going to talk about storage units. Boring? Oh no, it's a big deal, and there's going to be some opinions going on here. I was with Max for 4 days in Tucson before I came up to Flagstaff. I'm in Flagstaff right now, but he visited Tucson because he was on his way to Michigan. So he stopped in for 4 days. We spent a really good time together. It was a lot of fun. And I spent some time downtown with him, and we were sitting down there. So I want to show you some footage of that. Now, Max gave his opinion on a storage unit. Let's go ahead and see what Max has to say about this. You have a few of them, don't you?
3.
He has 3 storage units. I have 1. What about the storage units? What's your take on it? To have one or to not have one?
Yeah, my first storage unit came about because I sold my house in Michigan in 2019. I got rid of 3/4 of whatever I owned, either giving it away, selling it. Most of it was given away. And so I took the last quarter and put it into a 10 by 20 storage unit north of East Lansing, Michigan, and started paying $118 per month. This is 4 years ago, well, 6 years ago.
Yeah, more like
and
that.
And 118 per month.
Yeah.
How much is that? 10 months would be
It's about $1,200.
$1,200
A year.
or more per year. And so it just continued. I just automatic payment, and it had my belongings. No furniture, but there was tools, workbenches, fishing gear, some hunting gear, some clothes, and I'm a book collector and a magazine collector.
Let's talk about the pros and the cons of owning and paying per month a storage unit. So you think that like having a storage unit is good for the way you used it is to keep old collectibles. But do you feel like it's been a monkey on your back? And
Yes,
it's like,
and here's the fact.
Yeah.
Once it's all gone, the 3/4 of the things I had owned, once they were gone, I didn't miss them. And they say, oh, I had some nice paintings that I had bought from an artist in mid-Michigan.
Okay.
And she is studying in Paris, and I liked her artwork, and I bought them. I donated them to a local recovery center for sales at one of their auctions. But I took photos of the paintings,
Okay.
so that I have them as a photo. I looked at them on my walls in my house for years, and it's just things I couldn't carry around anymore.
And it costs you money every month.
Exactly.
That you are eventually going to get rid of anyways. So it's kind of like you could save money. Now, there are other ways that you can use a storage unit though. Because one way that I used to use it, but I don't so much anymore, is maybe buy things in bulk, like paper towels, things that you want to buy in bulk that you can save money on because I can't carry it all. And then I could put it in my storage. But where's the savings?
Okay.
Because I'm paying for the storage.
I like having a man cave.
Okay.
I have workbenches. I have some model airplanes that I
Okay.
can fly at the local model airplane club that I belong to.
But Max has 3 storage units. And he's on his way to Michigan to see his family, of course. But he wants to empty out the storage unit that's there. Yeah. Now, what are my opinions on a storage unit? Because mine is different. Here you go. Now, for me, the first 7 years of being a nomad, I did not have a storage unit. And I did not store anything at my children's house because people say, well, do you have stuff in their garage? No, I did not do that. But it got to, a couple years ago, I decided, oh yeah, I remember it was being with Paul. We got our first storage unit, we could put things in it. For me, I'm going to say my opinion, it was a mistake. I say don't go with, if you can keep from having a storage unit, because in my opinion, once you have one,
You fill it up.
yeah, and then you think, oh no, because I'm at the point where I would love to empty mine out, but there's things in it. It's like, well, what do I do with all these things? Things that I don't use, things that I don't need. For me, it's like something that's sitting on my shoulders again, and I don't like it. Yeah, I say no. If you don't have to have a storage unit, I'm going to say don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Don't get a storage unit. It's like a monkey on your back. Yeah. I made you coffee. Okay? Cheers. New cup. Purple. So I still have my storage unit in Tucson. Here's my story. I was cleaning it out. I wanted to get to it, but I kept putting it off. I didn't know what I wanted to keep or what I didn't want to keep, and I wanted to go through everything. Well, it turns out that before I left, in 4 days, it was going to get to up to 100 degrees. 100 degrees in April in Tucson. Oh my gosh, that's too high, and that's unusual. So I knew I couldn't be there because I can get sick. You know, I'm living in a minivan, and I like living in it. I work in here in the afternoon, and that's when it can get really hot, even in total shade. It gets too hot. So what I did was I started getting busy. I went to my storage unit, and I started going through everything. As it turns out, everything that I want to keep, that even matters anything to me, is now in my van. But I didn't have time to get rid of all the other stuff that's in there. I've got an expensive tent in there. I've got a couple of camp chairs that I've reviewed. I got that shower thing that I reviewed. And there's stuff in there that I need to get rid of, give away. I don't want it, and I want to get rid of it. Well, here's the thing. I'm paying $87 a month for that storage unit now. It's a 5x10. And the prices just keep going up. And we keep paying it, right? So I'm kind of stuck with it now because I don't want to drive back down there to do it in case it cools off and then run back down there. So for the next 6 months, which I figure is about $500, what a waste. Oh my gosh. So my opinion is don't get a storage unit unless you absolutely have to. Now, Max goes on to talk about all the different things that he has in his storage unit. I mean, he's got mementos. He's got things that are worth something. But he wants to get rid of that. So in order for it to be worth anything, you have to find somebody who's willing to pay for it, who wants it. That's not always easy. Or he said what he might do is give it away to like his nephews, or cousins, things like that. So 3 storage units that he has. And he likes a storage unit. Me, I think it's a monkey on my back. I can't wait. When I get back, that's one of the first things I'm going to do so I can make sure that I do it and stop the payment on it. I've got to do that, yeah. So what I did, how did I fit everything that I want in here? I mean, why couldn't I have done that before? I was enjoying that I could do summer clothes, winter clothes, and I could drop them off in my storage unit. I could keep things in case I got a place that I would have those things. So the difference this time is I have completely revamped my wardrobe, completely. I'm not going to go, well, I might want to wear this later. No, I know exactly what I want to wear. I know what my style is, and that's all I'm going to deal with. In the summer, I got almost the same style of shirts for the summer. Sleeveless, black turtleneck. That's what I like. That's what I think I look good in. That's the color I like. Because I'm only going to do 1 load of laundry, and I'm not going to be sticking colors in with my blacks all the time. It just ruins them. So that's what I have. And then for winter, I have long turtleneck sweaters and shirts. I have for the summer, I have black athletic shorts and some jean shorts. That's it. And in the winter, I have like long yoga pants or a couple of fleece pants. That's it. 1 hoodie. I had like 3 or 4 different hoodies. I gave them to my daughter-in-law and my son. Said, here you go. It's the right size. It's the right style for them. So yeah, I gave that away. And all those summer clothes I was carrying around, No. I gave them to my daughter-in-law. Yeah. And I told her, go through them. And if you want me to get rid of the extras that you don't want, I'll come pick them up and take them to Goodwill. But she did it on her own. And yeah. So the only thing left in my storage are things that I'm going to get rid of. Either I'm going to give them away or I'm going to throw them away. I know it's really sad that I'm going to be paying that money, but I'll tell you why I don't want to drive back down to Tucson again. I'll tell you a story. So don't go anywhere. Okay, watch it all the way to the end. It's a pretty scary story. Now, I do have a different system going on. I have a different bin. In the summer, I carry my bottom bin is a tall, wider bin. So it does take up a little bit more space, but I can carry a little bit more with me. I mean, before, I don't know why I was carrying so much stuff with me. I had my 12-volt refrigerator up there. And before that, I had like 3 bins going on. Well, I had 3, then I went it down to 2. Then I went down to 1. But still, as time marches on, I've been a Nomad now for 8 years. I keep scaling down. It's like, how low can you go? Right? Well, obviously I can go a lot lower. And I figured everything that I brought with me this time are things that I'm going to keep. If I don't need it, I'm getting rid of it. As I go through the summer and I'm out camping, I can pull everything out and I look for things. And like, I thought maybe, but no, I don't want this. I just don't want to carry. It's extra weight. It's something else to carry with me. Yeah. So I got all my clothes set. 1 hoodie. 1 winter jacket. Because I have to have winter and summer up here. Right now it's cold. It's hot down in Tucson. But it was really chilly. There's only like 45 degrees this morning. I liked it. So, yeah. So that's my story. I say don't get a storage unit unless it's absolutely necessary. Like you really do have a lot of old furniture you're saving for just a short time for a family member or something like that. Don't do it. Even if you live in a house and you want to go get a storage unit. Here's the thing that I changed my domicile to Arizona. My license, my registration, my address, and I just recently changed my insurance, my car insurance. Well, I called AAA, that's who I had it with before. I was shocked at the price they quoted me. Because, here's the thing, when it comes to AAA, these big companies, that the Ohio, my domicile was in Ohio, it's a totally different company than here in Arizona. Arizona is more connected in that company with California, New Mexico, right? I was shocked at the price they quoted me. Well, I recently saw on social media those shorts, and they mention that the psychology of it all. You know, psychology is used for business, politics, all kinds of things. You know, psychology, the studies, well, they study human behavior. Human behavior dictates that we don't like change. We don't like it at all. We will go out of our way. We will either because we don't like change, it takes too much time, it's too confusing, or we're just downright lazy. We will continually pay every year a higher price, just so we don't have to deal with it. Same with storage. We don't like to deal with it. So what happens is the studies dictate that if you are a regular, long-time customer of like an insurance company, something that has regular payments every month or yearly, they keep raising the price on us. Why? Because they know we don't care. They know we will pay it because we don't want to change. We fear change. We fear it. Now, a newer customer coming in, they will start them off at a lower price because they want to get them in. And then every year they know that they got them. So you see what I'm getting at? And that goes, the reason I mention is because it goes with the storage system. I started out at, I believe, this was like, what, 4 years ago? 3 years ago. I started out, I think it was at like 72. I'm up to 87. And yeah, so I'm done with that. Although I'm not done yet. I still have to wait 6 more months to go back. So I say don't do it. Don't do it unless you absolutely have to, because we will sit there and keep paying over and over. My friend has her mother-in-law. She has 3 storage units. Started off in Chicago with a storage unit. Then they moved to Tucson. Then she got one here. Went to Florida, got one there. She has 3 storage units. She has no idea what's in there. She fears change. She doesn't want to go clean it out. She doesn't, but it's out of sight, out of mind. She doesn't even know what's in them. But she's paying oh my gosh, can you imagine paying all that money? They're big ones too. Yeah, we're probably talking about, I'll bet we're dealing with getting towards $1,000 a month just for storage units, all because she doesn't know what to do with them. That's really basically don't know what to do. So why wouldn't I want to drive back down to Tucson if it cools off? Because it probably will. Why wouldn't I want to drive down there? Well, let me tell you the story coming up here. I'm just minding my own business. I'm driving, and I don't like to drive that much anymore, but I knew I had a 4-hour drive. So I'm getting towards Phoenix. I just stopped at the first available rest stop. Went there, got back on the road, and I'm driving. I don't know how, maybe it was like 20 minutes later, getting towards Phoenix, the heart of Phoenix, where it's going to start getting kind of wacky. I'm in the right lane, 75 miles an hour, semi to my left. I remember that part. It was a flashbulb moment. This is so scary. All of a sudden, out of my peripheral right, I saw something white. Turns out somebody was, and I was going 75, so somebody must have been going 80, 85, zipped around and passed me on the shoulder, and there wasn't a huge shoulder. Can you believe it? I didn't even have time to process it, and I know I don't have a dash cam. I don't have a dash cam. I just know it was a white car. I don't even know what kind of car it was. It went so fast, and then bam, it hit the side of my van. Well, it scared I was in shock. I didn't know how to process it. And I was watching I realized what happened, and I started honking my horn because I could see him. He was weaving in and out of traffic going like 85, 90 miles an hour. I think he did. I did notice he did have an Arizona plate, but that's all I saw. If I had a dash cam, I would have been able to see to do the still on it and get what the license plate was. Yeah, that happened. So I'm driving. I don't know what kind of damage he did. And so I'm now worried that I'm going to get in an accident just because my wheel's about to fall off. Yeah. I thought about this. Now it's been 24 hours. And I realize, looking back, because it's hard to get out of my mind at this point. It was a big deal. I could be dead. I could be dead. There was he could have hit me just a little bit harder, spun me, and get under the wheel and smash into the semi. Or I could be in the hospital, or I just could have totally smashed up my van, and I would be, in a bad way. So I feel very blessed this morning. And I can't imagine, the only word that comes to my mind is sociopath. Who would attempt something like that? Going 85 miles an hour with heavy traffic zipping around me. And I wasn't going slow. It wasn't like, oh, she's going so slow, I can't get around. Maybe it was because the semi was there, he couldn't get around. But I was going 75, and that was the speed limit, and zipped around me. Yeah, it was, it took a while to process the whole thing. I'm like, why? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was pretty much like this. Well, I knew down the road I was going to have to stop at some point, right? Because I wanted to see what damage. I mean, I don't know what he did. All I could feel was it was like a bam. You know, it like jolted my car. I mean, so I didn't know what was out there. So I did eventually figured at some point I have to pull off. It's heavy traffic, which is not a good thing. But I put on my emergency and I went out my passenger side because there's no way I could have even opened my door. And I saw it. I'll show this to you, what he did. Okay, I looked around. It didn't seem like there was any damage, you know, to the integrity of my, the carriage, the wheel system, things like that. So I got back in. Oh, it was hell trying to get back on the road because cars are just coming. So I had my turn signal on. Finally, somebody slowed down. They could see me in the back and they slowed down and they let me get in and I went full speed ahead to get in line with everybody else moving because it's a heavy, on I-10 going into Phoenix. It's heavy traffic. So that happened. So do you think I'm going to drive back down there and do that all over again? 4 hours there and then 4 hours come back? No. I'm done with driving like that for a while. Honestly, I feel different. Because I know it happened so instantaneously. It was like a nanosecond. That's on the road. You could die like that. I mean, it could be over in a nanosecond. Bam. So I'll tell you what. Yeah, I feel a little different. Yeah. I mean, and there's so many ways that we can go. So I want to know that, are you ready? Are you ready to meet your maker? Because I could have died. So yeah, I'm a little bit different. I'm trying to tell my friend, I want to tell you, you're my friends, and I want to tell my friends, and I have been contacting them that this happened, and yeah, I could be dead right now. There's so easily. Can you imagine that happening on a highway? Has any of that ever happened to you on a highway? That somebody tried to pass you on the shoulder side? Oh my gosh. Who does something like that? And he got away with it. It was a hit and run. He got away with it. And he just went on. Lawlessness. Isn't that crazy the way it seems to be growing a little bit? Yeah. And when I was outside looking at it, I thought, well, should I call the police? Should I call the highway patrol, 911? But I thought, well, what am I going to say to him? I don't know where I'm at right now. I don't know what the marker is. I'm shook up. I need to get back on the road. And I don't know anything about him. I don't know what his license plate number was, or I don't even know what kind of car it was. So there were two, when I got into Phoenix, it's very slow. I got from Google Maps, it said there'll be like a 9-minute wait because there was an accident up ahead. I was looking around to see if there was a white car involved in it. Wasn't. Then almost it took forever to get to Phoenix. It took almost an hour to get through it. Then almost on the other side of Phoenix, getting towards the end of Phoenix, there was another 6-minute wait from an accident. And so I'm looking around thinking, well, is it a white car? And didn't see anything, but yeah, that's my story, everybody. I am blessed. I am blessed to be here. I am a little changed from it because I know I could be dead. Yeah. You know, we can die at any point. Let's say we're having an operation. You know, it like such as like a triple bypass on our heart. We can die on the operating table. Do we really know? Are we really sure that there's a tomorrow? Are we really that sure? Yeah. Nothing is for sure here on earth, I'll tell you. And things are getting a little weird, aren't they? Yeah. So, thank you for listening to my story. And don't get a storage. I'm just telling you. If you can avoid it, don't get one, okay? And I just love you. I love You guys, yeah. Leave me good comments. Encourage me. I want to encourage you, and I'm hoping that you will do the same for me. If you don't want to, it is. It's just not cool if you're going to be negative towards me. Yeah. So I bless me with some encouragement, okay? And I will continue doing it for you too. Yeah. I do have the book, How to Live in a Minivan, The Minivan Leeway. It is on Amazon, and it is a really, really, really good book. It is everything from A to Z, and it's even for people that just want to have a camper van and go camping in it so they can avoid hotel charges, okay? Because those are going up in price, aren't they? Okay, everybody. Until tomorrow, I love you guys. Bye now. Please subscribe.